All right, well, welcome to a new month and a new reading list. So this month is no longer spooky season, so I will be no longer reading spooky stories, but I will be taking a look at a couple pieces of fantasy fiction. Sword and sorcery sort of stuff. The first of which is my copy of The Blade of Conan that I have yet to read. I've never read any of the Conan stories, so that's on my list to get a sense for. None of these have I read before. And so if we're going to go with iconic ones that I should have read if I'm going to be well read in the fantasy genre, I don't really go for those sort of comments usually, but I do feel like I'm missing out by not reading Ilmet and Lankhmar. Lankhmar? I don't know how you pronounce that. I believe this is Fafid and the Grey Mouser. And I have not read this one yet. I haven't read any of these four. So I feel like I've got a hole in my reading for not having read either anything about Conan by Robert E. Howard or Fritz Lieber's Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser. I don't know how to even pronounce that. Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser. I guess that's how you do that. The next one is one that most people probably won't know, but it is it's content by one of my favorite science fiction writers. Now, he did do a fantasy series. I don't know if he did more than one fantasy series, but Larry Niven's The Magic Goes Away. And my basic understanding of this is, once there was magic... Okay, so it says in the back, once there was magic in the world, but hordes of selfish, short-sighted magicians have used up all the mana that moved the world, and the magic goes away. Even the most powerful spells are fast becoming futile, and so Orolan's sad Achaean with half a sword goes on a quest in search of the lost power. But all the goods in fair Atlantis are dead. Oh, all the gods. That makes way more sense. All the gods in fair Atlantis are dead. The creatures of spirit, the unicorns, and the centaurs are dying. Soon all the sparkling things will be gone from the world, and only clay will remain, and those damned stupid barbarians with their damned stupid swords will win after all. This is an illustrated science fantasy novel, such as only the preeminent author of hard science fiction, Larry Niven, could create. So it's... Okay, I didn't even know it was illustrated, but it's got illustrations in it. Cool. So I will definitely have an adventure in this science fantasy. I wouldn't have thought it was a science fantasy, but okay. And another one that has a fair amount of illustration in it that I have acquired and have... I do vaguely recall at one point thinking that I'd get started on it. I don't know if I actually read anything in it or if I just couldn't get past the first page because I couldn't focus at the time. But this is called Urshurak. It is by Jerry Nichols and the brothers Hildebrandt. And this has... The brothers Hildebrandt are best known for their painting style. Oh, nope, come on, don't fall apart on me here. Some of these are pretty beat up. They're second-hand purchases. But the implication I got from this, and it's not a flattering way to refer to it, but the brothers Hildebrandt are best known for their Lord of the Rings illustration style. And I get the distinct sense that this is sort of like we could make our own book like the Lord of the Rings that we can put our illustrations into, and so they made a Lord of the Rings like story. It's not a particularly flattering way to refer to it. They're their own people. I don't know how different or how similar this is to Lord of the Rings, but my overarching sense of things is that this is pretty similar. A land peopled by elves and Amazons, wizards and Gwarpies, witches and monsters, a land of extreme beauty and ugliness, violence and peace, where an epic struggle between the forces of good and evil will be fought, a struggle that will decide the fate of the world. It sounds like the One Ring sort of story. And I don't know what a Gwarpy is, but well, I guess we'll find out this month. That's sort of where I'm at with that right now. So I'm going to check these out. I will give the short summaries of some of these as we go through the month with shorts. Well, not summaries, reviews. I won't summarize most of them. When I get to a point where I want to talk about or you want to hear more about a specific book, or in the case of the movies that I'll be watching this month, if you want me to go further into depth about some of them, I will be glad to do a longer form video as a discussion of the topic. But for now, that's what we're working on for our reading list this month. Wish me luck, and I will see you as we go. Talk to you later.